My fellow hunters, welcome to another episode of our Bloodborne walkthrough. For this episode, right off the bat, I'm gonna apologize to you guys once again. My audience from the last episode, I actually missed out an important item in this chest because I just failed to spot it. So actually this item is another arcane spell that we picked up along the way. There are a lot of arcane spells that we have already stored in our inventory, as you can see here. And this particular one actually applies arcane damage to our right hand weapon. But our arcane is still too low for either of them, so if you are interested in an arcane build, you can actually hop back to your original walkthrough, which is dedicated to arcane build. Mine is pretty much a hybrid build in favor of strength. And after that, we're gonna be exploring. We are gonna begin this episode proper by exploring Cainhurst Castle. If you guys remember, in one of the previous episodes, we actually picked up a item called Cainhurst Summon, which is translated roughly to an invitation invitation from the Cainhurst Castle, which invites us to there. And with that in possession, and we get to Witch's Abode and approach one of the stone tablet outside, we'll actually be teleported over here. As you can see right off the bat, you'd be sticking to your left, and there is an item just beside the statue. Continue sticking to your left. We're gonna meet one of the most grotesque and weirdest enemy in this Bloodborne game. It's best to attack this enemy from sideways, because if you decide to face him up front, his continuous attack is gonna catch you off guard, and you are not gonna able to really respond to the attack promptly, because his continuous attack is gonna stagger you incessantly. Over here you can see there are three of them gathered together, so the best strategy here is just to throw a throwing knife to attract them one at a time, so that can separate them from the rest of them. And as I said earlier, because each of their attacks is gonna stagger you for quite a while, so the best is just to make use of your great sword form of the Holy Blade, which will stagger them instead, so that they won't be able to fight back. And this blood liquor type of enemy usually don't drop anything, but on rare occasions they will actually drop you weird, unimportant blood gems here and there. So don't worry too much about that. Over here, just on the right side of the gate, and this gate will actually open by itself as soon as we get close to it. There are still a couple of blood liquors, as you can see over here, and downstairs as well. Remember to take hold of that glowing item. It's actually a numbing mist. Okay, my memory failed me again. I thought it's gonna be a bloodstone chunk. Okay, down the slope, just kick this blood liquor's ass. And a lot of times you may have noticed just now we actually tried to do a charge attack behind one of the blood liquors, but apparently that we can't do a visceral attack on it. So the only way to really deal with them is just spam that R1 attack using your great sword. We're still not down here. There are a lot of worms in here, and for you guys who have watched my previous episode, you guys definitely have a knowledge as to how disgusting and gross this kind of enemy is. So the best strategy here is to change your Holy Blade back to your straight sword form, because its frequency of attack is gonna be higher. Otherwise, you're gonna be really in deep trouble if these guys decided to jail together and attack you all at once. I mean, one of them is already a pain in the dick for you to single-handedly kill them due to their size of leanness and pretty small. Okay, I remember I spent quite some time dealing with those guys, or just for the items inside, and which is not even important item. Is one of those elemental items. I remember is to change your weapon to arcane elemental damage. After we done finishing them off, we are essentially done with this whole area. But wait a minute, there is actually another item just around the corner. On the right side of this whole outskirt area, there is actually a shortcut, lift shortcut will open much later on. There is a cold blood deal, and now we are essentially finished with this whole outskirt area, and it's safe to say that we can haul back to the hunter stream and just spend all that blood echo before we really venture into the inside of this Cainhurst castle proper. Okay, now that we are back in the hunter stream, the priority now has switched back to leveling up our skill after we get up our vitality to 35 points. Still a little bit more needed to upgrade another level up, so just pop that blood echo and make up for the rest.
Well, what? Very well.
You can see that the yielded return is crazy as long as the stats is below 25 points. And we are gonna change our rune to the one that is most fitting to the next area. Some suggestions here, because we don't actually have a rune that actually help us increase our resistance to arcane damage, so we will just carry one that can increase our maximum HP, which will allow more rooms to make mistakes during the boss battle, because that boss battle is essentially what we need to worry about. And over here, just take a browse over all our blood gems. Compare and contrast here, see which one is best and increases our current weapon's damage the most, and then we will just opt for that. And after all things done, let's just hop back to Cainhurst Castle and explore the castle insides proper. Inside the castle, we will actually be met with new types of enemy. This one type of enemy is especially salient, which is looking like a phantom of a young lady with his necks being sliced in half, and you can actually hear faint cries from them. Whenever there are faint cries, it actually implies that there are those phantoms around your vicinity. So just watch out. You can see right there these kind of half-visible young ladies holding onto a small knife, trying to assassinate you and get your ass. But all in all, they are pretty easy to deal with as long as you're gonna deal with them one at a time. It's actually a principle applicable to all types of enemy in Bloodborne. can see that from afar you actually can't see them. As long as you get close to them, they will actually reveal itself. Over here we will get ourselves a new weapon, but we can't use this weapon currently because it requires a very high blood tinge stats. Because blood tinge isn't the focus of this walkthrough, so we won't really be showing that to you guys. Okay, the bottom area is cleared out. It's time to climb up the stairs and clear out the bitches upstairs. I would say they're pretty passive in terms of their attacks. They won't really attack you actively. It's usually once they spot you, they will just set off their strings of attack. But just be a bit more mindful that there are certain spots in this whole area that there are a lot of young ladies gathered together, just wait for you to show up at that spot, and then after that they will reveal themselves. So it's pretty much a snare. Okay, the left side is basically just a bloodstone chunk. Pretty easy to deal with. Actually, this area is pretty straightforward. There isn't much hint to it, but later on in another arena we'll actually meet another form of this young lady. Over here, that glowing item, just you wait and see what kind of traps they set up for you. Over here you can clearly see once we get to that glowing item, this lady will show up. Only after the instant that we got to that glowing item. And there are a lot of them showing up consecutively. Sketchy trick pulled off by Miyazaki as usual. Over here we'll find ourselves a new costume. Noble dress. A couple more here. Just finish them off and that's it. This level. Okay, we're over here in a balcony. There's nothing down here. Up the stairs, we're gonna be greeted with one of those new type of enemy with... I don't know how to describe them. Maybe I would just use a layman term. Flying old man. Just be a bit more aware of that grab attack from them. Once they extend their wings, that's a window that you have to watch out because they are gonna grab you. Over here, I already tried to find that that flying old man here, but I didn't spot him. I don't even know where he is. I don't know whether he has already died or not. But clearly we are not getting our black echoes, so I assume he just... Okay, keep going up the stairs. This guy is wielding a long sword. In here, there are actually gonna be two of those flying old chaps ambushing here, pretending as statues, blending into the environment. Even if you decide to attack them from afar, they are gonna attack you back with supersonic sound waves. So the best strategy is just to deal with them close up, using your great sword as usual, so that they won't be able to initiate a grab attack. And over here, this is gonna be another area full of those young ladies. And this lift is the lift that I was talking about, which is the only shortcut for this area. Just activate it, then we will leave. See over here, these young ladies seem to be a bit more aggressive, and they will begin shrieking as soon as you get close to them, and you can see their blood is spilling out of their necks. Their shriek won't actually do much of a damage to us, but it won't actually do anything, but it's the kind of spell that we will get on ourselves. As you can see that we have a mark on our characters. But the really annoying part of this whole arena is just this fucking stupid fucking chump up here trying to shoot us from afar, blowing his darts. Now that their shriek won't do anything, but later on in another area, when you see this kind of enemy holding on to their heads, their shriek is gonna really just chain you, and you can't really move with that. You will see as we go on. Over here, just be a bit more mindful that there is actually another items in here. This is quite missable, Evelyn. This weapon is actually a weapon from Maria. Maria is another boss in this area, which is quite rich in terms of lore. In this upper library kind of area, there's gonna be a lot of this castle servants, I would say, either wielding a rapier or either blowing darts at you. Darts that they blew out isn't that damaging, but it's just it will constantly stagger you, which is damn annoying whenever you are trying to tackle a large group of young ladies. Up ahead, there's gonna be a couple more of those castle servants, and what we are really interested in this upper platform is just one Bloodstone chunk. And that's basically it from this whole area, this whole upper platform library kind of area. And notice that we just passed by a window with a gap in it. Just get across that and we will progress through this whole place. Once we drop down here, to your right, then to your left, there are actually gonna be two of those flying old chaps over here ambushing us. And over here, for some reason, this might be might be bug or of some sorts in this game, which is particularly annoying, which happens a lot of times already. I have no idea how to tackle this kind of game bugs, but all we can do is just graciously accept them. Okay, in here we're gonna be greeted with another thorns of those young ladies, but in here you can see those young ladies are even more aggressive, and some of them has already sliced their heads off, and those with their heads off, their shriek is gonna get you chained. You won't be able to move once they let out a shriek. This is especially threatening whenever there's a large group of those young ladies. If we were chained at that moment, well, there are a lot of them gathered around us, we are definitely doomed. Lucky me. But those with their heads on, their shriek won't do shit, so there's no worry about that. And we got ourselves another spell, which is Executioner's Gloves. And our Knight set, which is pretty aesthetically pleasing, but doesn't offer much of a defense. That's it for this whole library chamber. Where is the fucking exit? Okay, it's over there. And just drop down this ledge, you can actually find a secret passage over here. Here, another King Cold Blood. But there will be a flying old fucking stupid Batman ambushing you. Finish him off, and it's time to venture into this secret passage. There is a contraption in the form of a lever which we can pull over, and it will reveal a secret ladder which will help us ascend. Once we get atop, there is no enemies in here, except for a few crystal lizards. There is actually only one of them, which will drop us 2 bloodstone chunk. Finish him off, and now we are about to set off to the boss arena, but before that there are still items to be picked up. Just right outside the boss arena, I will actually tell you guys, so rest your heart. We are gonna be fully prepared for those. You can see that is a upcoming grab attack from him, based on the fact that he extended his wings to try to grab us, but we stopped him dead in the middle of the animation. Fuck, slapping me with your big giant wings, that's not nice. I would prefer other things being slapped on my face. For example, Jeff's dick. Okay, let's go up the stairs. And it's gonna be the boss arena. Okay, over here you guys can actually do a quick detour back to the Hunter's Dream, or you can just carry on into the Forge to fight this boss. This boss is Mater Logarius. If you guys have been following the lore of this game, you would know that Mater Logarius is actually a mentor of that Alfred guy, which offered help to us during boss battles, if you guys remember. But he had become our boss. But he had become one of the boss that we have to tackle with. Okay, over here, just continue leveling up your skill stats. Pop a couple cold blood due to make up for the rest, and I think we have already enough chunks for us to level up our current weapon up to +8. So that's gonna be another edge for us in the upcoming boss battle. Okay guys, I'm gonna speed run for this boss arena run back. Okay, for the upcoming boss battle, few things to prepare. Get that bolt paper on, and as soon as we are about to trigger the cutscene of the boss battle, just give yourself a blood beast pellet. Then enjoy the cutscene. You can see Martyr Logarius slowly gain his footing in the cutscene, which also proves his resolve. Over here, we can just make a beeline for him, because these in-game boss mechanics actually will trigger Martyr Logarius to leap back as soon as we attack him close up, so we can just capitalize on that mechanic and get to the second phase. And that charging of spells already is a signal of him about to entering the second phase. And in the second phase of the boss battle, the primary tactic that we're gonna employ is just to try to gun parry him. Be a bit more careful of that large AoE attack. This attack of him is especially easy to parry because the window is very clear. But sometimes you might have to position yourself a little bit, because projectile of your bullet is gonna be a bit off if you decide to shot him from a up-down position. Okay, that's a very close shave for Martyr Logarius. but not for long. And there he goes down, motherfucker. And he will actually drop us a Crown of Illusion, which will trigger another set of cutscene if we equip it. Just to show you guys the description, actually the description itself also says that it will reveal a Wall of Illusion here. And we are, to our astonishment, there is actually a secret chamber just lies behind this Logarius seat. Who could be living inside? Is his secret mistresses. Okay, once we are inside, we're actually being greeted by a, I wouldn't say angelic voice, but quite solemn.
I claim no subjects, but here lieth our throne. Kneel afore us, or get thee gone.
This is so-called the Queen of Cainhurst Castle, and just beside his throne, beside her throne, there is actually another Cainhurst summon, but it is unopened. We can actually hand this one over to Alfred and progress his quest line. And if we decided to just talk to her directly, she won't talk to us back. So it's best that we kneel before her, and it will actually get us another special ruin and PvP related, which is not irrelevant basically, so just don't fret over it too much.
Enemy of the church. Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou'rt in search of? Well, well. An odd hunter thou art indeed. We share in our plight, and take oath against the church. If thou wouldst this path walk, I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well, drink deep of our blood. Feel the spreading corruption burn. Now, thou art too a vile blood. We too, the very last on this earth. We await for the honor of Cainhurst.
Okay, so that after done listening to her gibberish, we can actually hop back to Hunterstream and do progress Alfred quest line. Just to dress up ourselves as Knight of Cainhurst, the costumes that we just got from the chest. It's actually a pretty elegant set of attire, but defense-wise, it's just not ample. Okay, we're gonna hop back to Cathedral Ward. Remember, Alfred is situated in one of the in front of a tablet, stone tablet, on our way to the Forbidden Woods, if you guys can recall.
Very well, then.
Continue spending your blood echo on skill. Our destination, Cathedral World. Now begin the warping. Over here, I was actually pondering about which lamp should I go to save the time. Because I wasn't gauging my time as I was recording this, so there might be a rush. Okay, you can see that after we killed that boss, which is Vacuous Spider Rom, a lot of NPCs in here seems to be experiencing something amiss. For example, this Ariana seems to be sexually penetrated in a very horrible way, probably triple penetration, but she just won't divulge us details. And this guy is pretty much the same gay as he used to be, and this old lady actually go out to seek us more of those sedatives.
Passing through your deceit, I did not learn from. I learned it all with my.
Still a fucking old grumpy old man. And this lady is just still creepy as usual. But this time, it's only that she grows even more maniac. Okay, over here we can actually see that the true form of those amygdalas crawling on the wall. And as soon as you defeated that spider, you will actually notice that all the statues in Bloodborne will disappear altogether for some reason. And all those big giant church servants will lose their will to fight for the church. And we will meet Alfred here.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up just... Aha! Is that the sigil of Cainhurst? I've heard tell of Cainhurst nobles and their amusingly pompous invitations. Wonderful. I thank you profusely. I will depart immediately, but first, a token of my gratitude. Ah, I feel my master's hand at work. Praise the good blood, and let us cleanse these tarnished streets. It has been an honor, but I must say goodbye. Let us cleanse, and may the good... Master, look! I've done it! I've done it! I smashed and pounded pounded and grounded this rotten siren into fleshy pink pulp.
You can actually see right here after we divulged the Queen's whereabouts in the Cainhurst castle and hand over that Cainhurst summons to Alfred. He would actually come here and kill the Queen. And remember earlier in our conversation, as a token of thanks, Alfred actually gave us a badge. That badge will allow us to purchase his weapons in the shop in Hunter Stream.
I've done it. I have.
And we can actually get the flesh of Quinn as a collectible, I suppose, but later on it's gonna come into use as we progress into a secret area of this game and we are able to use this to revive the Queen. And now that Alfred questline has been progressed, we will just progress it to the end. So after this, we're gonna be hopping back to Cathedral World once again. Okay, over here we'll actually see that old lady come back. But she will just give us one sedatives and tell us to be more patient. This is a bit conflicting to my memory because I remember that the second time that she fetched us more sedatives, she will actually give us a total of 6 sedatives, but over here she only gave us 1 and then told us to be patient. Does that mean that next time that we found him in the church, it's gonna be her dead body? Okay, over here we're gonna go back to the place where we first met Alfred. Remember this way leading to the old Yarnum, the church. Just beside the church there's actually a ladder, a staircase leading to a tomb which Alfred frequently visits. And we can find his dead body in here, which will get us his helmet. Wait. Okay guys, I make a mistake here. You actually have to reload the scene to get his helmet. The first time you come here, you will only get his ruin guidance. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for your guys watching, my fellow hunters. See you next time in Yarnum.